welcome to the Just Zander podcast. This is podcast number 5. And today, I'm just going to get right into it. Today, we're going to talk about where I come from. Well, not exactly. I think it's going to be mostly me talking about a little bit about my past, like I said in the previous podcast, where I just wanted to dive into it just a little bit more. Might be using my phone for this because I need to see it. Okay, so as you all know, I am an immigrant. I was born in Singapore in 1987, and I moved out here in the United States when I was about 14 years old or 15 years old, I want to say. My parents got divorced, and so my mom, as independent and headstrong as she is, she was like, that, I'm moving. I'm getting out of here. So she decided to pick America. So here we are. So I moved with her. We can get into that a little bit later, maybe not in this podcast, but that is a whole another story. But as far as I can remember, full disclosure, to go back into that, we moved out here, got our green card, and, we applied for citizenship. We got our citizenship after like 4 or 5 years, because I think you have to stay here for about 4 to 5 years. Then I don't know how it is now. I'll be 33 this year, so I've been here for a while. I've been here for 18 years, almost 18 years. So yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. And then, so today I wanted to talk to you about, because for the longest time, I really wanted to know, like, what am I, like racially, I guess. Meaning, I wanted to know exactly what I was besides being Singaporean. But at the time, my dad is Chinese, and then my mom is a mix of like Portuguese and stuff. And I was like, okay, so what does that mean? I'm Portuguese. um, so so I really wanted to find out, and this is not till recently. Gotta look at my phone here. It's not till recently I did this 23andMe, and I just really, really wanted to know what my uh percentage was. You know what I mean? And so my mom was like, "Hey, you're Javanese. You have a little bit Indonesian in you. Your grandpa's part Portuguese and stuff like that because they immigrated in Singapore. I don't know if you know, and I haven't been back in forever. Singapore, as you know, it's kind of like America, where it's just mixed with all kinds of different cultures and races, and it's just a melting pot of people, and so moving out here didn't really feel different. It was certainly a culture shock, because of how I lived before until now. I think I still have an accent. I think I do. And it bugged me growing up here, getting made fun of and stuff. And again, we can get into that in the newer podcasts, or I mean the later podcast. But yeah, so okay, so I took the 23andMe. This is like maybe a couple of years ago. So here we go, okay? I'll let you know exactly what it is, and if you look in the video you can kind of see it. But here we go. So I have a lot of different things and they keep adding to it. So I'm Chinese and Southeast Asian. So that's a mixture of things, okay? So that's 93.3%. So I have, of course, internet slow. I have 28% of either Indonesian, Thai, or Myanmar or whatever. So mostly Indonesian. I have Chinese in me, which is 24.7%. I got Filipino in me. What up? 17.6%. I got a little bit of Vietnamese in me. It's like 3.3%. Southeast Asian. I think that's like a little bit of mix of Indian, usually in Southeast Asia. 15.3%. A little bit of Native American in me, 0.2%. So not much. Central and South Asian, about 5%. And wow, this is crazy. So Central Asia, Asian, Northern Indian, and Pakistani is a 2.6%. Okay, so Bengali and Northeast Indian 1.8%. So I got some Indian in me, and the rest. I mean, I have some European, but it's like really really small. It's like 0.7%. The last time I checked, I had like a very very small percentage of Ashkenazi Jew in me, which is crazy. So yeah, so there you go. So I'm pretty much all the Asians except for Japanese and Korean. Um, so that is crazy. So I've been wanting to talk about it for a while now, about my races, because I think growing up I wasn't really sure. It doesn't define me in a sense, but I was just curious to know exactly what I was. I just really was super curious on it, and I just wanted to know pretty much. And knowing that I have a little bit of Filipino, I mean, was just super cool because I have a lot of Filipino friends, and I think the most part of it is trying to find like my tribe, and like growing up, I've had different groups of friends, but the tight knit community and tight knit of family and friends of like the Asian community is so strong, and I just really wanted to be a part of it. And growing up, I didn't have that. Especially growing up here, I didn't really have that because a lot a lot of my friends were white too, and a lot of my friends were white. Uh, a handful of black people, and at the time growing up, because I moved from a different country, a lot of them is they already have their tribe, like, you know what I mean, like their groups of friends, and like I was somewhat envious of that, and I think even now I keep searching for it, and I'm lucky and grateful now that I have a handful of friends that I trust and love, that I can confide in. But before I didn't, and from playing in bands, and that was like my tribe, playing in bands. But a lot of it they wouldn't understand, either being racially profiled, or like just being made fun of for my race and stuff like that. It happens. Let's not lie about this, okay? It happens. And the way we deal with it is we just deal with it. I can only speak for myself. I can only speak for what I went through, my perspective on it, my experience on it. You just kind of deal with it, and you just laugh and joke around. It was just me. Like, like I said, I had a lot of white friends, and no fault of their own. It's just how we grew up. I mean, that was in the early 2000s, like that. At that time, jokes like that were fine. Jokes like that, unless you have your tribe or whatever, you just kind of like roll with the punches. At least I had to growing up, and we can get into that um maybe in a little bit, but yeah, for so I just wanted to know exactly what I was, and yeah, I was just super curious. I guess now would be the good time to talk about it, and yeah, so I feel a sense of, I want to have that sense of community and sense of being in a tribe where, but then again, it really doesn't matter, because when you find your own tribe, and You find your own people, no matter what the race would be. It really doesn't matter if you have a homie that fucks with you and like would ride and die with you. Then who cares? You know what I mean? At the time, I just wanted to be. Hold on a second here. Sorry about that. Uh, at the time, I just really want to be a part of it, and part of any group. But now I have a group of this producer community that I'm in, which is super dope. And I have a handful of musician friends and producer friends that are cool as fuck and so talented, like different cultures, different mindsets, and different experiences that they've lived. And I feel so 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 grateful and blessed that I was talking to a handful of a couple of them uh yesterday and a few days ago. Like I'm working with a producer friend of mine. He's Mexican, he's Latino, and he's dope as he lives in the East Coast. And then I have two other homies that's biracial, and the other one's from the, I'm gonna say it wrong. I'm sorry, Vape, but he's black. He's from the West Indies and stuff. And I think so. I'm sorry, but he's dope, and he's so cool, so freaking talented, such a good homie. And just being and it was crazy because I've been playing in bands for over 13 years before. And yeah, I've toured. Yeah, I've played for open for slightly bigger bands and like made friends and network. But I've gotten ahead now that I've grown a lot more in the past couple of years than I have playing in bands and stuff. And it's so crazy. And I'm so grateful for that. And yeah, and I think what I wanted to say was it just really doesn't matter, because I was curious of um what I was. I just really wanted to know what what I am, and I think it it matters, but it also doesn't matter, like I think I find the strength in knowing what uh race I am, in a mix that I'm such a huge mix of, I mean, mostly Asian, but it's so cool, and I can say that I'm part this and part of that and just be a part of that culture as well. And but also be a part of a bigger picture kind of community too. And I feel like I'm rambling, but what I really wanted to say is I wanted to be more involved in the community. I really want to be involved in helping people and making art and creating art, and just be a part of that community. And just I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in the next few weeks and months. And with music and everything else that's coming out. It's going to be crazy, man, especially now, with what's going on now. And I also like, because we're stuck at home. Again, I live in Washington State, where the stay at home thing is going to be till May 4th. But again, you don't know, they might extend it. You really don't know. But I've talked to and interact with more people than the past few months that I have been ever in this month. Talking to friends, catching up with friends, checking in with my homies and stuff. And it's been cool. You should physically distance yourself from other people, but you shouldn't have to social distance yourself from other people, if that makes any sense. Meaning, call your family, call your friends, check in with the people that you haven't talked to in a while, see what they're doing. And right now we have so many apps and House Party and Zoom and TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. We have all that to communicate with each other. And I, for one, want to be in the know, want to know what's going on, but I also don't like the negative that's going on either. You know what I mean? Like I try to stay away from that and stay and move ahead and progress in positivity and love and just help people the best way that I can, and I'm in that group where that's all I want, you know. Every people are having it bad enough already, and we should I need to do my part to entertain or talk to people or just be be grateful, you know, of what's going on and what I have. Um yeah, the past few days has been refreshing and been like eye opening, and I just been my heart is full, you know, for the past few days. Just been really, really grateful. Um yeah, it's weird. I wanted to talk about more about the race thing with the 23andMe, but it becomes something else, and I think I'm okay with that. But now you know a little bit more about me. And so the past few days I've been kind of trying to figure out what I'm doing, you know, and I'm a creator, I'm an artist, and I'm a producer. I love doing video stuff, I love doing photography stuff, but I need and I was just looking at my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, my YouTube, even podcasting. I just need to have a goal and have like exactly what I'm doing with these platforms. You know what I mean? And if my thing is creating, if my thing is being an artist, then I should stick to that. Again, like all this is a one big experiment, you know, and trying to figure out what exactly I want to do. So podcast is gonna be more like it's gonna be more about um talking about myself and talking about what I'm going through, my thoughts. And this is gonna be like a almost like a blog slash vlog type thing where you can if you tune in, you can get to know me a little bit more with my own personal Facebook, just me, not the artist side. It's just me posting as much funny, positive stuff as I can and the interest that I have. And then for the artist side, it's just mostly music, you know. And I think I'm gonna try and make the YouTube page more music, you know. And so this is gonna be the podcast is gonna be released on Tuesday. So I made like a little jam session video for YouTube yesterday. So I'm doing that. So I'm gonna keep doing that and do more covers and do more original songs. And the past few days I've been mixing my original song that I'm hoping to release soon, and I've been avoiding it. You know, I don't know why. I think I just didn't feel confident enough to mix my own music again and just didn't like how it sounded, but I need to dive into it. You know, the only way to get better at anything is to keep doing it and learn from other people. So that's what I did was I just talked to people that knew more than I did and just learn as much as I could to get ahead, at least with the music side, with mixing and whatnot. So I've been doing that a lot. Um, yeah, and TikTok, just have fun with TikTok and just follow the trends, but also like do it in a way where it's me, you know, and just let it happen and just keep doing it and just keep making content and hope that people enjoy it, you know, hope that people take the time to listen. And if you are, thank you so much and for taking the time to listen and taking your time. So I just noticed behind me I was recording it and it was light, so I'm just curious to see the video where how the uh it just slowly became dark. It was just kind of cool. I just noticed it, but anyway, today might be a short one. I just wanted to check in. I've been so busy just trying to get stuff done and just trying to figure out the content that I want to put out. And I've struggled just a little bit, but I think once I get the hang of it, once I can just keep putting it out there, then I can look at uh, on I can look at what I'm doing on the in a bigger picture on the outside once I have everything out and done. So I just don't want it to be where I'm just kind of going with I'm just riding the wave. I want to be able to control the wave a little bit. So the podcast would be more personal stuff, my past, my present, what I'm doing, and just like my thoughts. So again, like this is like therapy for me where I can just talk about things and just try to get more comfortable in front of the camera and getting comfortable just talking to myself. But again, I'm talking to you. If you're listening to this, I'm talking to you. And then with YouTube, just to do more music stuff, more stuff that involves my skills in playing music and creating music. So I wanna figure out a way to get that done better. I mean, I've seen friends of mine that are producers that are killing it right now and just know exactly what they're doing, and I wanna be able to figure that out myself. Um, so yeah, thanks. I think this is it. I think thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time. Today's a slightly short podcast, and again, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's um attempting or at least doing what they love and the things that they've been holding off to do. Hopefully you guys are doing it now. Just double down on the things you love to do and just do it. Um we don't know what's going to happen. We hope that it gets better. It will get better, but for right now, just double down on the things that you love to do that makes you happy. Spend time with your family, talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to yourself if you need to. Talk to strangers if you need to on not not in person but on the platforms, the social media platforms, and use it use it to your advantage. At least that's what I'm doing. And if you feel like you want to start painting, start painting. If you feel like you want to learn guitar, learn piano, perfect time. Luckily, everything's online. And talk to me, talk to people that are musicians, and and I'm sure a lot of them are laid off, and a lot of them are make money in performing and make money in the jobs that they're doing. And maybe if you can't afford it, help them a little bit. um if you need lessons, then ask for lessons and give them a little bit of uh um compensation for it. And you learn something new, and they get to teach as well. And I would love to do that. I've been talking to a friend of mine, how to write a song and lyrics and stuff like that. S- and any way that I can to help them. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for thanks for taking the time to listen to me ramble for 20 minutes. Yeah, today is a little weird, man. Like I just been busy, just doing the best I can to enjoy life and enjoy the things that I do. It can be hard sometimes, but you have your friends, you have your family around, and physical distance, but don't socially distance, if that makes any sense. Call your friends, call your family, call the person that you haven't talked to in a while and that you want to check in. Just do it. Um, just check in with them, and maybe somehow, some way, you might be able to collab in something. Collaborate on things or ideas. Now's the perfect time to do it. So anyway, have a good night. I hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and goodbye. Thanks for tuning in. Just Zander podcast number 5. All right, see you next week. Goodbye. Home alone and I can't find